Hello, and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. E3 is fast approaching, and as every self-respecting video gamer knows, it's the place to be to climb on board the hype train and to plan out future purchases. I've trawled through all the rumours and speculation to find 15 games to look forward to at E3 2018. So if you're ready, let's do this. Let's start with the one I can't pronounce, Ghost of Tsushima. Hey, I did it. First teased a year ago, it's now time to see some early gameplay. Set in 1274 and based in Japan around their legendary samurai defenders. During the Mongol invasion, we play as one of the last remaining samurai. That invasion by the Mongol Empire was a very real historic event, so play with the knowledge that you're learning about history as you slay thousands of enemies. This will be another open world game with RPG elements, supporting both stealth and action playstyles. The developers behind Ghost of Tsushima are the much loved Soccerpunch team who previously made Sly Cooper and the infamous series. Speaking of Japan, did you ever play the Tenchu stealth assassin games? They had an awesome blend of tactical play, stealth kills, and one-on-one combat. Sadly, as time went by, the follow-up games didn't live up to expectations, and we all forgot about Rikimaru. A few months ago, the series developer From Software teased a new project. In a 30-second clip, we only see this blood-soaked object, and the words, "Shadows die twice." This could be a brand spanking new IP, or it could be a return to Tenchu, as Rikimaru lives in the shadows and looked to have died in one of the games. One of the characters even says "Shadows die twice" word for word in the game. Surely that's not a coincidence. The best thing about this is if I'm wrong, the worst case scenario will see Bloodborne 2 announced instead. It's a win-win for gamers.
You either live with the choices you make, or die trying to change them.
Anthem sprang onto the stage at last year's E3 and stole the show. A shared world action RPG where you and your friends helm these javelin mech suits. It's another perpetual world which is designed to bring people in and play for years, much like Destiny and The Division. Over the past 12 months, the shine has dulled somewhat, with problems at the dev studio including key departures. Plus, the loot box issues that plagued many titles has been a focal point here for many gamers. Anthem will be back, bigger and better than ever at E3 2018. Let's hope it's not too late for this one, because it has so much potential.
Alright, let's do this.
Let's look at another shared world shooter, The Division 2. Did you play the first one? The premise saw an elite group attempt to bring justice and order to the streets of New York after a smallpox pandemic hit the city. The cover shooting and general mechanics were great, but the game fell flat for many people after the story wrapped up. The developers have continued to this day to improve The Division and are now ready to try again with another title. Will we see a new city, maybe a different country? Will we see a completely different approach? E3 should give us answers to those questions. Cyberpunk 2077 was first teased 5 years ago. The title has taken so long that many people believe it may be heading to PS5 rather than current gen hardware. But what many people are missing is that the game is made by CD Projekt Red, the masterminds behind the Witcher series. If you've ever played Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, you know the size and detail you can expect from Cyberpunk 2077. The game itself is set in 2077, as the world reached the pinnacle of artificial intelligence. Mega corporations now rule the world after the fall of governments, and you will exist within this setting. This will be an expansive role-playing game with countless quests to uncover. E3 2018 has been confirmed to see the reveal of more details, and the hype train should explode once again. A game which is almost upon us already is Marvel's Spider-Man, releasing on September the 7th. We've slowly seen more information about the game, including characters and costumes, and even a collector's edition to pre-order. This year at E3, expect Sony to double down on Spidey and give us new gameplay from new locations and hopefully more villains uncovered too.
Maybe the city needs our friend more than you think.
What will I become?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is another game releasing in September, 1 week after Spider-Man in fact. This one picks up straight after the events of Rise of the Tomb Raider and sees Lara Croft's expedition to Latin America, searching for yet another MacGuffin for her trophy cabinet. Expect a supernatural theme to run through this one, as Lara once again saves the world from impending Armageddon. Did you play the first one? What did you think to it? Oh my word, there are so many games dropping in September and October. Probably the biggest game of the year, Red Dead Redemption 2, is set to release on October the 18th. You already know about Red Dead, but just in case you've been living under a rock, Red Dead 2 is a prequel to the Wild West action-adventure story of John Marston. We'll be joining his criminal gang, led by Dutch van der Linde, and living the unlawful life. Over the past 8 months, Rockstar have given us trailers to whet our appetites, and although everything is looking damn good, we still haven't seen any real gameplay. Expect that to change at E3. One of PlayStation's biggest titles, The Last of Us Part 2, is booked in to have a huge presence at E3. The actors have booked their hotels and Sony have confirmed the game will be showcased. We'll be following Joel and Ellie once again, following the events of the first game, in which a zombie epidemic has crushed humanity and the two looked for a cure. But what will happen next? Game director Neil Druckmann has said The Last of Us Part 2 will focus on revenge. It looks like Ellie is going on the warpath. After she finishes playing this song.
I got a granddaughter who likes dressing up too. She loves Peter Pan. She's always asking this old timer to read it to her.
The Walking Dead has had many video games made in its honour. Clementine's journey in the Telltale version remains a highlight. Well, now a 4-person cooperative shooter from the makers of Payday 2 is on the way. Overkill's The Walking Dead have begun to show vignettes of characters which demonstrates the vicious and dark nature of the game. Also, one of the characters looks like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, do you see it? E3 2018 will hopefully see in-game footage instead of the cinematic trailers we've seen so far. Fingers crossed, this one looks very promising.
Today a legend is born, ready for vengeance, ready for war.
PSVR seems to be taking a backseat at the moment, even though there are literally over 100 games being released in this year alone. Upcoming title Blood and Truth puts you inside the gritty and glamorous London gangster underworld. If you played London Heist on the PSVR Worlds demo, you'll know exactly what to expect. Abusive banter, explosions galore, and fast-paced gameplay. Additionally, it will be possible to change the story during certain sections of the game, such as interrogating a suspect or just shooting them in the face. I gotta admit, I'm really hyped for this one. Please be good, Blood and Truth.
Stop talking, you're dead. Wait, listen, it was all his idea. He wanted... Wait.
Linda, how you doing? You're looking good, real good.
The Metal Gear Solid franchise looks to be over after Hideo Kojima left Konami and the underwhelming reception of Metal Gear Survive. This has left a hole in the shape of a stealth and tactical espionage hero to fill. The perfect person to fill this void is Sam Fisher and the Splinter Cell franchise. Recently, Sam, voiced by Michael Ironside, cameoed in Ghost Recon Wildlands, even saluting Solid Snake for his impact on the world. Now looks to be the perfect time to bring back Splinter Cell and attract all those disillusioned MGS players. What do you think? Would you play another Splinter Cell game?
What happens next is up to you.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it.
We've already mentioned Hideo Kojima leaving Konami, so let's talk about his next game, Death Stranding. Where to begin with this one? Described as a quasi-action game set in an open world, it's going to include new, never-used gaming mechanics. In other words, Death Stranding is trying to push barriers and cover new ground. The whole project is shrouded in so much secrecy and intricacies that no one has a clue what's going on. From invisible monsters to babies in jars. We have to find out more at E3. Another action RPG set to be covered at E3 is Kingdom Hearts 3. If, like me, you're new to the series, it's essentially an RPG mashup including Disney characters like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and Final Fantasy mainstays such as Sora and Riku. Some of the settings come straight out of Disney's movies, and many voice actors return to represent their respective franchises. The series has a cult following which grows every single year. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, have you? Would you recommend it? And finally, here's one I just have to throw in. Every year, I get hyped for one game in particular, Borderlands 3, and every year, I'm let down. But this year, I'm almost certain it will arrive, mainly due to a leak by Walmart. Borderlands was the innovator of randomized loot and cel-shaded graphics, and made 2 great games and one less inspiring pre-sequel, which derailed the franchise somewhat, but I digress. The over-the-top characters, the ridiculous weapons, the maniacal bosses. Come on, Gearbox, make this the year for Borderlands 3. Please, I beg you. There's no chance, is there? No, there's no chance. So there we have it, 15 games to be excited about during E3 2018. What floats your boat and what have I missed? For me, it has to be the Ghost of Tsushima. Who doesn't want to play as a samurai? I'm also keeping an eye on Cyberpunk 2077. That game could be humongous. As always, my opinion means diddly squat. What are you saving your cash for? And by the way, if you want to talk to me, either hit me up on Twitter or comment below, starting it with Adamaru, and I will endeavour to reply to as many as I can. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a damn pleasure. I'll see you next time.